everybody. Welcome in. How is everybody doing here this evening? Good evening. Yes. It's time to go live. Welcome in, everybody. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live. We invite everybody from all across the cosmos, all across the known galaxy, here to our stage tonight, not only in Discord, not only in podcast, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, but also in the YouTube channel tonight, and shouting out all of our friends and guests from across the galaxy. Who is here hanging out? Let's do a Talking Trek server sound off. Iron Chef is first. Hello from server 14. What's up, buddy? Quack Foo on 31. Epically Jess. Shout out. Server 9. What? Hey, what's up, Joker? From server 16 says so many nanoprobes. Tigara, server 40. What's up, Thorn on 15. Steven Zarin, your moderator and studio audio engineer here tonight. Thank you. 7 of 9 from 146. Zakara on 136. El Chipo, what's up? Shout out from 196. Andar on 163. Gallup on 21. Not my game name 16. Housekeeping also joining us from 16. What's up? JT Bob on 156. Silent Killers on server 31. Let's go! Dark Menace on European 140. Captain Planets on European 167. Demolition Dude says, okay, good night, I'm out. See you later, buddy. Tabby Moses, server 20. Scaly back from the Outback on 193. Stony Dude on server 10. Clueless One on 13. Thank you. Counselor Q, server 14 is here. Jerry Ryan on 146. Thank you. Beglin on server 32. Captain Caboose 146. Scrappy on 137. Indy Dandy on 31. Thomas on 40. Smash Trek server 133. Chronic Break on server 10. Thank you. Soggy, what's up, Super Jesse? US 136. Mustang on 30. Ivanavon 136. Techman 16 live from server 34. That hot mess over there. we got to talk, buddy. Yeah, we do. Admiral Poopsalon server 42. Lieutenant Razik on 15. Captain Bull also 15. The flagship server is here in force. Ape on 21. Captain Oblivious server 30. Vegas on 23. Triplets on 11. Smoke 'em on 16. Archangel. What's up? Dahagas on server 16. Archer on 21. Looter 196. Long John on 14. Thank you guys so very, very much for being here. What a great evening. We've got so much. We got so much to do tonight. Welcome into the show, everybody. Good evening, and welcome into our YouTubers here this evening as well. And new technology deployed. New technology deployed here, so hopefully you guys are experiencing some very reduced lag in the YouTube chat as compared to Discord. Hopefully this is working out very nicely for you. Hey, what's up? I want to send a quick shout out to Adam, Robert, John, Grey Wolf, David, and Eddie over here in our YouTube chat. Bronco, Quack Fu, Captain Mark, and Billy. Thank you guys also very, very much for joining our YouTube chat here tonight. My name is UltimatDJz. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person and host of Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to go ahead and introduce you to Scopely's latest project, all right? Now, as I had mentioned in the show teaser, we're going to be doing a lot of visual things tonight, and I might even do a little bit of gameplay. But all I'm going to be doing tonight is in a brand new thing that you guys have been hearing whispers about. As a matter of fact, a very small number of players have actually been able to obtain this link, this downloadable. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and switch you over. Your first look at the Star Trek Fleet Command PC version. All right. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about this. I've got... listen, we've got the stage set up. I would like to welcome a few of our guests here this evening. Of course, I do see my friend from all the way across these United States. Gregor is here.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper, my friend. Good evening, Gregor, to you. How are you?
Greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations, he says. Also joining us from the West Coast tonight, Level 50 Bro, Bubba Joe. Bubba Joe, good evening to you and welcome into the stage.
How's it going, DJ?
It's going. I could literally take 20 minutes to tell you about my day. I don't feel like I want to do that today. At least not right now. I appreciate all the well wishes. People have been sending me well wishes, Bubba. People have been asking me about the x-rays and so forth. That actually got slightly delayed. I had them today. Had the x-rays today. I was at the doctor's office for quite some time. Not the doctor's office, but, like you got to go somewhere else to get the x-rays, right? So I was there for many mucho hours today, getting my x-rays done, and nothing definitive yet. So I appreciate the well wishes. I'll keep you guys posted on that. In the meantime, yes, my pain is escalating. I am in excruciating pain. I can barely walk. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, no lie, kid you not, Bubba, I got to stop by a medical supply store and buy myself a cane. I can't walk. I mean, I'm literally losing all function of my left leg. And it's happening really fast. Like, I might just have to amputate it, chop it off. It's obviously, I know that's not going to solve anything. I'm telling you, though, it's
you get a better parking spot that way.
Well, maybe, along with a world of other problems. I'll keep you guys posted. I appreciate the well wishes, but yeah, there's something going on with my body. It is clearly not just, pulled a muscle or something. This is getting progressively worse. I can barely move around, so I got to go pick up a cane tomorrow. My wife is teasing me now. She sent me a link on Amazon of a pack of tennis balls, Bubba Joe, that I can put on the bottom of my walker if I have to. She's like, "You want these in yellow or green?" I was like, "Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Very sweet of you."
You got to get you're in well, I won't be derogatory, but you got to have the cane that's got the shotgun in it, right? That's the cane you got to have.
That's what I want. I could
and
just pull out a button. I just press a button and it releases like a sawed-off shotgun. Don't mess with me. All right, that's my parking spot. I can't walk. So anyway, it's not good. I mean, obviously, from a serious health perspective, it's not good. I'll keep you guys posted, and I do appreciate all the well wishes. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you guys so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on over into our. If you're watching on YouTube, here we go. Moving into the game. All right, now. The first thing you guys are going to notice, let me point this out. A couple of things, all right? First of all, we do have this menu bar up here, okay? Even in full screen mode, Bubba, I can't get rid of it, all right? Can you guys see it on the YouTube stream? Because I've got so much stuff. Yes, we're going to talk about the PC version tonight. Thankfully, Scopely was able to get a few players, including some content creators, exclusive access to this client to kind of begin showing off for you a little bit, except... Well, DeHaggis, hang on. Except I'm not showing off what Scopely wanted me to show off. Bubba, I put in the show teaser that I have already got a team of super genius, excellent engineers working on modifications for this client. As a matter of fact, by next week, all reds are going to be little mice, and all of my ships are going to be kitty cats. And all the system, like wallpapers, like the background systems, are all going to be like, pictures from like movie posters. I can't wait to tinker with this. Now, let me be really super clear. I could show you guys. Do you want me to show you what the real client will look like? As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's walk through this process, okay? You guys are on screen. This is going to be a little bit different tonight. We're going to actually walk through this entire process, okay? So we're out of the game. Yes, we've got stfc.space up here. Let me show you this. So when you download the game, first thing I'm going to do here is rename my mod, okay? I'm going to rename the mod so that it doesn't pop up. So we've got this little thing right here. This is a launcher, okay? You guys are familiar with launchers. This is very much like an Epic Games launcher or a Roblox launcher, okay? You got this launcher, you download it, okay? And I know you guys can't see super well. Here, let me see if I can minimize these. Minimize, that way you guys can actually see the wallpaper, okay? There we go. So here's my actual desktop client, okay? I'm going to download this little launcher, this executable, okay? Inside here, we got a couple of options. This is an important one, hide launcher and tray, only because my first complaint, Bubba, was that it takes 2 spots in my taskbar. All right, that was my first complaint is why is there 2 buttons on my taskbar? One is the launcher, one will actually end up being the game. All right, so if you hide the launcher in the tray, then I know I'm OCD about that, but that's a thing. All right, it's only going to be one icon in the system tray. Once you get to this point, we can launch it. Okay, so we're going to launch. We're going to play. It's going to pull up. Now, there's a couple of different graphical modes here that I'm going to show you about and why we have already started kind of tinkering and trying to make this our own, Bubba, okay? Here's your loading screen. Now, you'll notice it's not full screen. I can't double-click it. I can't maximize it. I can't click in the corners. It's not resizable. Number one complaint for me. Not resizable. But we do have this nice little login right up here, okay? It says stuck at 60% game name because it's waiting for me to log in, all right? We are at, if you look down here in the right-hand corner, if you can, you can't see it because of the logo. Let me pull it up here. In the bottom right-hand corner here, you see social authentication. It's waiting for me to hit the authentication server. So I'm going to click on my Scopely ID. I've already logged in. This is one nice thing. Once you actually authenticate yourself with Scopely ID, it will stay in place. Okay, it'll stay right there. So even though it says log in with Scopely ID, that's embedded. So once you do it the first time, then you're good. Now, this is what your client is going to look like. This is very much a normal client, right, Bubba Joe? Gregor, this is what we see. When we launch the game, it's this, I mean, it's always been this way. Very cluttered, okay? Very, very cluttered. Now, you go through, you minimize this, you try to shrink that, you look, maybe you activate, you go onto the system, you activate battle mode just to get yourself some more landscape, okay? There we go. So now we finally got a little bit of landscape. As a matter of fact, if we come over here and we try to hit some hostiles, by the way, I know this for some BlueStacks users that are out there, you can now use your mouse wheel to scroll, which is nice. One other thing that I've noticed different from BlueStacks is when I drag across the screen, it stops, Bubba, okay? And I know that this is a small thing, but especially when you're in base, okay? I don't know if you guys have noticed this before. When you try to drag, when you try to drag, it keeps going. And by the way, it still does it inside. Inside the base, watch this. I can click, drag, stop, let go of my mouse, which I'm going to do right now. Boom, it still moves. This is still some type of weird little UI glitch thing, but they have solved it, at least in space, okay? Because this is nice. When I move my mouse and I let go, Bubba, I'm not continuing to drift, okay? So that's really nice. Now, up inside here, you click on, because you guys are all using
like that?
Oh, yeah, I hate drifting. I don't like drifting.
Oh, so I can't move across the map fast enough if I'm not drifting.
Ah, well, that brings up something that I want to share with you, Bubba. All right? No longer. I'll get to that in a second, okay? Now, Maztec says, I actually do like the drifting, all right? Well, Maztec, you say it better be an option. Sadly, it's not. Not at this point. Now, do keep in mind, folks, keep in mind something very, very important here. This is not public. This is not final product. This is not launch. As a matter of fact, I would describe this as very, very alpha, Bubba Joe. I don't even personally feel like it's in beta, okay? I feel like this is very alpha. It's very simple. I can't even resize the window, right? So let me show you your graphics options here very quickly. You come in here. Your menu looks very much the same as it did, but now we've got this one right here, graphics settings, all right? We can do full screen. Here's the problem with full screen, okay? I can do full screen right now. Watch this. If I click over here to Discord, and you guys know this is not a Scopely problem. This is a Windows issue, all right? If I click on any other window, full screen mode exits and minimizes. It's this way on BlueStacks. It's this way in Among Us. It's this way in Epic Games. It's this way in any type of full screen. It works this way in Call of Duty. If you're full screen, okay, then it goes away if you're running dual screens and you try to click on something else, all right? So I'm going to bring it back. I'm turning this off, all right? However, when I turn that off, now I've got the border, okay? Now I've got the ability, or the inability, rather, to resize, okay? I can't resize anything. Now, I can change the resolution. I can drop it all the way down. There is slight bit of good use here. For example, if you're at work and you need to have something, not taking up your full screen or just kind of sitting, hiding out in the background, whatever, all right? Not bad, but if you activate full screen, you can't work on anything else, all right? If I click on Discord, boom, okay? It's gone. Now, you guys are saying Alt-Enter. Okay, we can give that a shot. Alt-Enter. Oh, my God. Did that actually work? And now if I click back on Discord, nope. Nope, it doesn't work. It will enter full screen mode, guys, but it won't stay there, and this is the same problem we have had. Okay, that's fine. I can Alt-Tab back to it, but you're missing the point. If I need to come over here to Discord, not there. You say drag it to the second monitor. Well, the second monitor is not my primary monitor. Is that the problem?
Yeah.
So I need to make the second monitor my secondary. See, my number one monitor is my big one. It's my 37-inch. All right? So, well, I haven't been able to get it to work. Now, if you guys can get that to work, super great kudos to you, okay? I hope that you can get it to work. If you do, show it to me, all right? Instead, we decided to take the long way around and actually hack the code. So, anyway, this is it, okay? This is all you got right now. You have WASD for navigation, Bubba. That's it, okay? W up, A, S down, D right, and you got your mouse wheel for zoom, okay? That is the only shortcuts that I have found, and the only keys on your keyboard other than the escape key that will get you out of the game. Now, I am going to exit, all right? As a matter of fact, I've already shown you guys what the game looks like. No macros, no hotkeys.
The arrow keys also.
Go ahead.
Arrow keys also do the left, right, up, down as well.
What? Oh, the arrow keys? Now, see, that didn't. Yeah. Hold on, let me try this. I didn't actually get that to work the other day. Yesterday when I got this.
In system.
All right, hang on. Let me try to get back in. I'll test that real quick before I show you the mod, which I kind of briefly showed a second ago. And you guys are talking about the real estate. I don't know what the rules are going to be on modding this. Okay, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm probably not even supposed to be showing it to you. But it's already out there, okay? Like some people who have this are going to town on modding this client. Okay, now you say, let's go to a system. And we will go over here. This is where I've been hunting hostiles. So I've got my WASD. That's working. Okay, arrow keys also working. So for the left-handed people, there you go. All right. So you do have arrow keys that are working there. And then your mouse wheel will zoom in. Now, I'm going to close this out because, again, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind this amount of real estate. Okay? This is what we're all used to. This is what we've always had for the last 3 years. I've always asked for more real estate. I've always asked for ways. Of course, when Battle Bridge came out, it was great. All right, but even here, we've got a couple of icons that have been added back, and I just want more. I just want more. Okay, so I'm going to close this out, and this was the number one thing that we decided to kind of tinker with here today, and I am sure. Just like any other PC game out there, I guarantee that there are going to be mods, okay? There's going to be mods. Now, the first thing that you'll notice about this mod is real estate, okay? And the ability to resize, all right? I'm super happy about that, all right? By the way, Alt-Enter will still get you full screen, but you can't get rid of the menu bar. Not yet. Do keep in mind that this was a very quick and dirty thing that we were kind of tinkering with today, okay? So you've got full screen mode here. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and log in with Scopely ID. Now, you guys are going to notice the buttons being smaller. Well, that was done with intent. That was done with intent because we wanted to actually enjoy more. What do I need to check PMs? Oh, okay. That's not pertinent right now, buddy, but thank you. Now, what I've done here, and I say let me be clear. I am only displaying the hacking of the game. I didn't actually do it myself, but what we've done is we've actually improved the landscape size. We've improved the canvas, all right? And we've reduced the resolution on literally every piece of the interface, all right? So as a comparison, Bubba Joe, look here, okay? This, by the way, is now my view of the system. We did it this way so that we could literally see the entire system. And in the case that, say, you're hunting for something specific, let's say you're in a capital city system and you're looking for lights versus heavies. I mean, right? Come on. That's awesome, right? And this is just a real simple little thing. And, of course, we are now also able to resize the window. That was one thing that we put in here. So, again, you can make it whatever size you want. Of course, do keep in mind that the smaller you make it, the smaller your buttons are here, too, because that was the whole point of increasing the canvas. All right, that was the whole idea behind increasing the canvas, was just to give us more landscape, more to work with here. Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't know what Scopely's response is going to be to this. They're probably not super happy that I'm actually even showing off a mod before I even show off their brand new client. But here's what I'm wanting to display. Here's what I'm wanting to find out. Is it better than BlueStacks? Is it better than anything that we've got in the game right now? Okay? And because that's going to matter. If it's not any better than BlueStacks, then why would we migrate? We've already got a Google account, or you've already got an iOS account. Why move if it's not going to be better? Well, I don't know what the answer to this is, Gregor, but clearly for the last 3 years, looky there, all the way a 30-second warp away, or a 30-second impulse away, we spawn a scout. I would never have seen that. Gregor, on our native client. All right?
Should feel slower watching this now, though.
It probably is going to feel a little slower. Are we going to get mad at our impulse times? Because now we can see the entire system. Now, Super Jesse says, man, are we going to worry about the PC cheaters? Well, here's the thing. Now, my understanding is that botting is somewhat simple to do if you're going to play that way. Botting is simple to do inside BlueStacks. My understanding with this version, the reason there's no customizable shortcuts, the reason why there's so few customizable options, my understanding is that, God, that auger is never going to catch that thing. My understanding is that this is supposed to be relatively difficult for botters to actually be able to set up within this client, which maybe means that some people aren't going to use it. Maybe people stick with the original BlueStacks if that's how they played. Now, Raxnar says, look at how easy you guys are able to mod it. Keep in mind, Raxnar, there's something very specific. Oh, my God, it's never going to catch it. Something specific that we are limited with, okay? We are limited in the modding of this to essentially graphics, okay? How things look or how things display. Do keep in mind, this is still going back and hitting a server, okay? So we are not going to be able to change gameplay. We're not going to be able to go back. We're not going to be able to increase impulse speed. Like, you can't alter or change anything that lies server side, and literally everything in this game lies on the server, okay? So there's not going to be any changes to gameplay. Now, if somebody figured out a way to interpret the results from the server, I see that Bull flew in. If there was a way, and again, I don't know anything about this, and I'm not certainly doing a podcast on how to bot. Okay, that's not my intent. If there was a way for computer systems or software or whatever to recognize what you see on the screen or interpret return values and then take actions based on that, sure, I suppose that creating bots for this would be possible. What I'm here to tell you is there aren't any today. All right, the software's new. There's nothing out there right now. This should be a good, clean game-playing experience for people. And let me be real clear. I wonder how I can say this. This particular canvas has already gathered attention of Scopely. All right? They've already seen this. They have already seen this resolution. They've already seen this.
Yeah, the devs have already seen that.
They've already seen this, all right? As a matter of fact, a question was directed earlier today as to the procedure used to create this canvas, because they're already looking at potential ways to scale it within the game, which I think is a very, very good thing. All right? That's a very good thing. And why I described this particular client I'd argue, Gregor, in alpha, okay? Because it's very simple. There's not a whole lot here. What you will notice, and I've been playing with this almost 24 hours, I've had no crashes. I've had no freezes. I've had no pink tiles. I've had no...
How are transitions?
I've had good stability. Transitions are quick. All right.
That's fast.
Not the lag of screen changes, system changes, all the views.
Go exterior or interior to system and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way faster.
Oh, it is.
That's a little slower, but it's still better.
You had. I still think it's less than a second, and that was only once. Now, I will tell you this. What I have noticed is, and Snake Eyes observed this as well, the very first time you run this, it is going. Ripper gave us a quick tutorial in asset storage when he launched stfc.space. All right. He said, the first couple of times you download, your system is storing a lot of images. There was a lot of data coming back and forth. All right. This is no exception. As a matter of fact, Snake Eyes was able to observe when viewing, different sectors. All right. When coming to different places on the map and then trying to view or search or do something like that when you would try to go into system view here, for example, that it could potentially slow down for a second, but then come right back in. And that's because your client is downloading data and storing this as a cache. He had observed that actually here, it actually had said downloading system state. I haven't seen that very much, but as you're traveling through different systems, you are going to notice probably the very first time a little bit of lag while it is downloading the game state. That being said, I still maintain that the stability on this feels really good. All right, the stability feels amazing. Thank you, baby. Love you. It feels smooth. I'm not choppy, and again, I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing significant amount of time. I have not yet gotten to a stuck holding black screen. All right. And actually, in preparation for tonight, I saved a bunch of chests for us to open. All right. Because
and
that's
not
one.
had the Wi-Fi symbol either.
Well, now I have had that once or twice. All right. But it's usually right on boot up. It's usually right on connection that I've seen the yellow flashy Wi-Fi, but it doesn't stick around, okay? Now, I have saved a bunch of chests tonight because I wanted to open them all on camera in front of you because, Gregor, I think that we can all somewhat agree that chest redemption still to this day, 3 years into the game, that's one of the most, for some reason, it's one of the most stressful things that happen to this game. All right? So I've saved a bunch of stuff for us to open. And we're going to go through it all. So are you guys ready? We'll actually just go through. I'll go through everything. I'll start everything. Yes, I still have Ceasefire Shield because I haven't done anything in the game today. I've been very, very busy. Shout out Ian in the YouTube chat. Jeffrey says, man, it looks so good on PC. Well, this is not going to be what your PC version looks like just yet. At least not unless we can find, unless we can get you the mod somehow, which we might do. Listen, Scopely, I got to be careful at this particular second, all right, because this right here is not the official release of the software, all right? It's not. Scopely has their version, and we've already modified it to be better for us, better for players, okay? So hopefully Scopely will recognize that this is something that actually looks great. I mean, it looks fantastic, Gregor. This particular interface. And somebody told me earlier, well, that's going to be harder for me to move my mouse to click things. They're so far away. Well, I guess could be. Change your mouse speed then. If you can't get it from one side of the screen to the other in one wrist motion, maybe change your mouse speed a little bit. But I would rather have the landscape. I like having this stuff out of the way. As a matter of fact, Gregor, I'm more likely to keep this stuff up now and be able to monitor things that are going on because it's taking so much less real estate. This, for me, can actually allow me to stop using BattleView. All right? But even if I did, I still have even more. I mean, look how clean. Go ahead, Steven's Aaron. I didn't hear you.
I was just saying, and you'll be able to see someone coming from across the other side of the system to come and hit you.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got so much better visibility with this. All right. Now, I see what people are saying. Share the love. Must get the PC version. It will go public eventually. Yes. and let me be clear. I just have to be a little bit careful at this particular second because Scopely is probably even watching right now. I have zero intention on not getting you guys this mod. Okay, I will make it available. Mark my words. However, I would like to work on it a little bit more. I mean, literally, this mod has taken a couple of hours, and there's other things we want to do. As a matter of fact, how much should I say, Gregor?
Say it all, brother.
All right, here you go. UltimatDJz telling all tonight. We have
on the line.
We have used this client. We have been able to use this client to solve the problem of faction research cost efficiencies. We now know. Now, obviously, some of these screens are not scaled properly, okay? The mod has broken a few things here. I can't enter ship view mode, for example. I can't scroll it around and make a purdy, all right? But let's look at this screen. And again, it's a little smaller. We're working on some things. But you guys remember way back, Gregor, when they tried to fix the research. Everything was a rebate. Well, then they came out and said, we're going to fix that so it's right up front, except there was a problem with the faction pures. Do you remember that? There was a problem with the faction pures because you tried to upgrade something because it would say that you had it, but then when you went back to the server said you didn't have enough, right? Does everybody remember? The reason that happened is because, for example, this Klingon ship was getting the benefits of both Federation and Romulan, okay? Or, for example, this Enterprise right over here, okay? This Enterprise was getting the benefits of the Romulan and Klingon research, okay? So they ended up fixing it for all the generic pures, but then took it, basically said, hey, listen, we're going to keep the rebate on the faction pures. All right, long story short, we could not fix it. Well, we have found out how to fix it. All right, so now again, keeping in mind, Mac and Looter, this is not something that affects anything on the server. So if it affects something within our client, it is something that we can tinker with, all right? So showing displayed cost is something we can control, all right? We can actually go in and now assign all the factions to the ships within the mod so that your displays will be perfect. How about this, Gregor? How about warp speeds? We can fix that too. How about ship power in dock versus space? We can fix that too. All right, let's look at this right here. 2.7 million. Oh, you guys can't see because of the cat. Let me move the cat for a second.
It doesn't sound like that all you're fixing are graphical issues, DJ.
The client-side calculations.
Their client-side displays, Bubba, is what it is, all right? Because those things always have functioned properly on the server. Take a Stella, for example, and fly it to a Mudmata. All right? It displays an incorrect timer, but somewhere along the way, you will notice your timer change. Okay? You'll see the timer change. So the server has always been accurate. The server has always been correct. It's the client that we can't get to behave properly. And just given the nature of Google Play client and iOS client, they're harder to get into. PC games, the person that I was talking to about this today, his description to me was, PC games were meant for modding. I mean, we've seen mods. I've seen great YouTube videos with things like Among Us maps, and everything is completely changed. Like I was joking with this guy. I said, listen, I'll pay you $1,000. But I want an UltimatDJz client. I want an UltimatDJz version of this. He said, how complicated you want it to be? I said, I want to graphically change everything. I want all nodes to look like cherries. I want to make this game look like Pac-Man, whatever. I don't know, anything. I don't care. All right. I just want to go through and start changing stuff. I said, I'll send you $1,000 if you do it for me. He said, done. We're going to do it, Gregor. I'm going to make an UltimatDJz version of this client. All right. And when it happens, I'll make it available. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is, again, we're only able to tinker and change things that display to you graphically within the client. So, power. This is what I was getting ready to show you guys a second ago. That's why I turned off the cat. All right. 2.7 million in dock. Do we all remember why this happens? This happens because inside your dock, ships are factionless. All right? So this ship right here, which is Romulan, not Klingon, I'm a goofball. This Romulan Gladius is getting the benefit of research for both Federation and Klingon while it's in dock. 2.7 million in dock. When I take it out into space, I'm at 2.5 million. This is why. This is the client misinterpreting what research this ship should get when it's in dock. Why? Because there's a fundamental, basic glitch within the client that doesn't know how to differentiate what ships get what buffs. Okay? So, bring it back in here into dock, and then all of a sudden, we're good here at the 2.7 now. Okay? By the way, I would like to run this test. I've actually never run this test before, Gregor. I know that Jonathan Ingram is here. Can I get some level 50 bro to come crack my base? Please. All right, I'll drop my shield.
You know what I'm excited to see?
I'll send a Rialto out and drop my shield. I'd like somebody to come crack my base. Yes, Gregor, what are you excited about?
I would love to see a revamp of the chat client by your modding cohort.
I don't know that will work because, again, that goes through a central server. That goes through something that Scopely controls on their end. Okay? Now, I don't think that our client is responsible for losing chats. And it honestly didn't even occur to me today. It's not even something that we looked at or discussed. My first gut reaction would be that it's not the actual client that's responsible for the horrible chat. It's just the horrible chat service. All right? I could be wrong. All right? I could be wrong, but we'll find that out later. Now, Kel says if they're so simple to fix, why don't they fix it? Here's the thing. We even have never been able to isolate or find this issue until the PC client came out. And don't ask me because I'm not a guy that does this, okay? All I know is what I got from the guy I'm talking to. I don't know how this is, okay? All I know is that he was able to see more with this client, all right, than he's ever been able to see in a mobile version. Okay? Looky there. We got our first hang up. I'm stuck in battle. That's the first hang up that I've gotten. Hang on. We move ship, and it should clear right up, which it did. That's the first actual hang up that I've gotten in basically almost an entire 24 hours. All right? Now, JD, I am on the PC version. Now, a couple of other things that we're looking at doing is, of course, fixing the ship power, fixing warp timers, and maybe even, embedding, an UltimatDJz cat avatar into all your games. Listen, if you take my mod, you're gonna have my logo splattered all in. It's gonna be all throughout this game. And again,
well, as long as it has the larger screen, I don't think anyone's going to care.
Then nobody care. I'll put a Talking Trek logo on every fleet commander's backdrop. All right, here in the center sun, it's going to be my logo. And again, I joke and I tease a little bit. Obviously, I've got to keep in mind what we're going to be doing with Scopely and how they're going to respond to this. So. But nonetheless, we have every intention on some of these quality of life things. We got every intention on trying to make that available as long as, Scopely doesn't sue me or tell me absolutely not. That being said, this is what you guys can be looking forward to, and the PC client is very, very near. I know the announcement came. We're showing you, like I said, what I consider to be an alpha version, okay? I really do. But there's a lot that they can do with it, and it seems... Ooh, look at there. Did you just see that? Look at the north part of my screen. I just saw something here. Hang on. This is interesting. Look here at the very, very top of my screen, Gregor, when I hit this, and I got a banner.
Yeah, it's like a
Look at that. Look at that. You
view.
see that? You see that? That's weird right there. Okay, so we got some kind of bleed right here at the top, which we can show off and display there too. And I have no idea if that's a result of our modification or if that's in the normal game client.
It'll just be outside of the view screen.
I'll have to tinker with that and see if I can get that to duplicate in the non-modded version to see if that's us.
It doesn't show up on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's why they're going to tell me not to do that. That's why they're going to say don't do it. All right.
Yeah, it'll be duplicating an image because it's going past your view screen.
Well, I know the banner is not new, you silly gooses. I'm just, Anywho. So anyway, this is kind of what we're looking at. Oh, so I was going to tell you, I do want to test something. Can I have? Oh, stop it, Snake Eyes. What do you mean enjoyed your run, packing your bags? We're here. Hey, listen, honest to God, if Scopely said, oh, hold up, stop it, DJs, then we'll stop, all right? But listen, the fact that Scopely has already reached out and already expressed interest in some of the stuff that we're working on kind of tells me that they're at least interested in looking at it. And again, the fact that this is not resizable from Scopely, that's a major thing for me, Bubba. I mean, I know a lot of people might want to play full screen. That's fine. But the fact that it's not resizable from Scopely, that's a big deal to me. Anybody else?
No, you're right. I think it is a big deal. I think that it's going to be harder for them to do that because they have to decide how they're going to settle graphically, whereas when they were in BlueStacks, they were completely dependent on what BlueStacks was telling them the size was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a little trickier for them, but I agree. I think there should be a little more freedom there.
Well, if the mod is able to allow this to be resized by click and drag, then it seems like their client could do that very simply. I mean,
it does, and one
look
of the
at
things
that. Look at that. Oh my God! Look at maintains aspect ratio too. You can actually change your canvas size. Look at that. That's kind of ridiculous looking, but I mean, still. Look there. That's the entire system, people. Now, obviously, you're not going to play the game like this. All right, you're not going to play the game like this. But I mean, have we ever seen the entire system? I mean, look at that. That's kind of epic. I don't know if it's playable that way. It's kind of awesome, though. I ain't gonna lie. I like that. It doesn't even have to be full screen. I could drag it in such a way. Well, I mean,
Can you imagine this in territory takeovers?
I mean, right? Now, we've got other problems with territory takeovers. All right? Territory takeovers still laggy, okay? We are still seeing actual game server lag with this client. I went and hit one cell of Borg today, Bubba. Good God Almighty.
I was going to say, that's not the only place there's lag today.
Nope. Good God Almighty. All right, Borg space is bad today, and I am going to take you to Borg space here shortly. All right, I really want someone to come crack my base. Do we not have anybody on 15 that can come and hit my base? Let's see. Blue says, what if we screenshot every system like that for stfc.space? What do you mean?
To see the whole system at once?
Well, Kel says you can do that in BlueStacks already. See, I didn't know that. I've never gotten that to work in my BlueStacks client. I've tried ultra wide, if that's what you're referring to, Kel, but I've not gotten that. That does not work reliably for me. So, I don't know. Anywho,
I haven't gotten it to work at all since 4.
Yeah, I don't know what version you're using, but I'm almost certain that does not work in 5. And I never played 4 because of how terrible it was. All right, honestly, BlueStacks 4 was pretty bad. So I've not tinkered with it. All right, I guess I'm not going to get somebody to hit my base. Let me put it in Galaxy Chat. By the way, look at the chat interface. Even in landscape mode, kind of nice. Okay, I kind of like this. Alliance chat, same thing. Private chats, I don't have any because our chat client is toasty bad. But nonetheless, there's just more landscape here. Oh, get this, Gregor. You're going to love this. How about no on-screen keyboard if you're playing in BlueStacks, I can type with the keyboard directly in. Hey, everybody, looky here. Gregor, how nice is this compared to BlueStacks? I know BlueStacks does have the capability of doing this, but I've always used the on-screen keyboard because I like using emojis. So, which, by the way, I can't actually do that in here yet either. But nonetheless, it's still better. I still feel like I like it better. Hey, everybody, I need someone to come hit my base, please. All right. Enter sends the message. So, and again, I know that a lot of this stuff is BlueStacks stuff, but again, I don't think I'm going to be giving up BlueStacks, but I do like this. And it's very stable.
The thing I like about it is BlueStacks is based on the Android version. So for them to make any adjustments, it's the adjustments to the Android version. The PC version is separate, so they can make a separate version in a sense and separate adjustments for the PC, like these mods that you've just been talking about. Whereas they couldn't do a lot of that in a BlueStacks version because that's based on the mobile Android version.
Well, and there's a lot of different canvas sizes in mobile version. With this one, even if they decide to do preset graphical displays, all right, I think they can do a little bit more here. But even if they did a little bit more in here or something scalable or sizable or whatever, however they choose to mess with this particular area of the software, they can make it scalable by simply making it percentage-based, adaptable to your Windows environment. Bull is going to come hit my base. Thank you, sir. Listen, let me drop my shield real quick. Now, this is one thing I want to test because we started on this today. I don't know how far we made it. What I want to test and what I'm wanting to display to you guys again is this faction bug thing. Because my understanding is that even though we see 2.7 and even though we saw 2.5 out here, all right, that when I take this into dock and actually engage in battle, all right, my understanding was that the ship is actually going to now be in a state of battle, so it should actually display what its power is supposed to be in the battle log. We'll find out. Does it display 2.7 or does it display 2.5?
It doesn't do anything.
It's worse. It's a third value. What's up, No One Shell? It's worse, everybody. It's a third value of 2.6. So why does that happen? All right. Why does that happen? This happens. Oh, you guys could have told me my cat wasn't back up for all this time. Looky there. He's feeling lonely in the corner. All right, why does this happen? Well, because the faction buffs that were not supposed to apply do, in fact, go away. All right? And you only get the faction buffs that you're supposed to get, but we do still have the bug that we don't like to talk about. All right? And let me fix this up real quick.
We don't like to talk about bugs?
We don't like to talk about this bug. I'm just going to show you for a second, and then you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I know you guys can't see. You know what? I might have to move the cat. If I'm going to use this landscape, I might have to move the cat. Hang on a second. We're going to drag the cat. Oh, nope, not that box. Here, I'm going to move the cat probably like right here. You guys tell me if this ends up being okay. I'm going to move the cat a little bit so you guys can see on the screen a little bit better. So, now that there's kind of a natural little gap right here. See, I'm still covering up a ship spot, but that's okay. There. That might be a little bit better. Is that better? Cool. All right, now.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
Just a quick moment. Epic Neo has given the emoji. So if you press Windows key, the emojis.
What do I press? Windows?
Hold down Windows and full stop.
What? Hold down Windows and what?
Windows key and the full stop, the period button. Period key.
Oh, what did you call it? Full stop?
Full stop.
I have never heard the dot button called full stop. Is that something I've missed out on? Is it called full stop? Are you getting all weird and New Zealandy on me again? Right? Okay, yes. I'm not losing my mind. Look, Joker says...
No.
Okay. I thought I was losing my mind for a second.
I thought it was nicer than calling it a period. So
Well, that's why I don't like calling it a period either. I call it a dot.
Can you imagine dictating software using that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hey Siri, send my wife a message. Hey honey, full stop. What are you picking up for dinner? I already have to say question mark. Yeah, full stop, right, Bull? All right, but by the way, Windows key
anyway, that's it.
dot does pull up our emojis. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And some of them work and some of them don't. But that's okay. It's still better than, you know what? That's cool. I'll take it. I do, in fact, like that. Thank you, Stevens Aaron, for showing me how to use the emojis inside the PC version. Why is that? Oh, I didn't have my cursor. Now I got to hit full stop again. There we go. All right, it's working. All right, full stop is Aussie too? Okay, there you go. Weird. Didn't know that. Snake Eye says, you just learned that? Apparently you can do that inside of any Windows app. There you go. Grand Chancellor says we've always called it full stop. That must be an international thing. I'm not run into that here in America. Anywho, all right. So, thank you. Oh, looky here. Somebody has decided to park outside the base and honor our stream here tonight. Fantastic. Thank you for whoever's alt that is right there. That is glorious. All right, now, coming back in here to the battle log, okay? We notice we're not at 2.5. We're not at 2.6. Why could that be? I'll tell you why, partially. One, we lose the faction buffs that we're not supposed to have, so that's why we drop from 2.7 back down to 2.5, right, Bubba? We only get the buffs that we're supposed to have, correct?
Yep.
Correct. All right. Now, why did it go back up? I am only going to pull up my screen and let you see why. That's all. Moving on. See, we don't talk about things like that. Okay? So, that worked exactly as we expected it to. And for the record, that is what has happened all throughout. If you were actually attacked, your proper research, your proper buffs do in fact show up in the battle log. And plus a little something. And so that's another thing that we can actually work on, Bubba, inside the mod here in this client, is actually getting the actual proper buffs to show up at the proper time. Okay? Okay. I did, in fact, have the full 300% Goat Bear. You're correct. You're right. Oh, JD7, but it is. He says it's not a bug anymore. Here to tell you. All right. Anywho. Now, I wanted to show you guys opening chests. All right. So, let's, I'm going to do some helps, and I'm just going to rapid fire, Gregor. I'm going to go and open all these chests. By the way, look how amazing this is. I can see everything all at once. Boom, boom, boom. Click, click, click. All right. Not too shabby. Oh, I got to show you this here in a second, Gregor. You're going to die. All right. Not bad there. Let's open up the refinery. Let's check out the refinery. Oh, how nice. How nice is this? All this landscape. I can see everything super easy. Now, again, not a super great management of the space and the way things are aligned. I got to be honest with you. I'm totally cool with this. Okay? I am totally fine with this. To be able to show, you know, I don't care that it's not justified properly. I can see so much. Go ahead, Bubba.
DJ, is it drifting there? Because I noticed, I don't have the modded client, but I noticed it drifts in there.
Oh, you mean like the release of the mouse button?
Yep.
Only if I go too far.
I don't know, but I feel like this gives Scopely a lot of good ideas on improving on their client.
I agree. Look down here. Look at all these tabs I can see at the same time. You guys see that? I mean, this is great. Now, let's go to something. Let's go to something that has more options. All right. So it's not. You know what? I can't even fill the whole screen. It's not drifting.
Go to the faction menu. How far across do you get in the faction menu?
What are you talking about? I don't.
So normally in the faction menu, you get like 2, 3, or 4, options across before it goes to the next row.
Oh my God. That's what I was going to say. That's what you're going to love. Oh my God, guys. get ready. Hold on. I gotta. My OCD is gonna make me do these in order. So let me do this real quick. But get ready to see the faction store as it's been modded. Oh my dear God, it is heavenly. Heavenly. You ready for this, Gregor?
And officers.
Boom! Oh my God, how beautiful is that?
Wow.
How gorgeous is this? Now, Kel is stealing a lot of my thunder. He says, you can do this in BlueStacks, you oaf. I have not been able to make it work. All right? So I need you to teach me. Okay? I need you to teach me, Kel. Send me procedures, please. All right? I want to see it. That being said, this to me is so sexy. I mean, so sexy. I mean, look at all this. I can see everything at one glance, not scrolling, not looking for a bunch of stuff. Let's look at the officers menu, okay? Oh, my goodness gracious. How glorious. Now sorting by group actually matters. Like, it can actually benefit you. Because, I mean, how many different groups can you get on one page? You know, Gregor, you're talking about quality of life improvements. How about, in your PC version, Scopely, a little dotted line separator between the groups? Like, here's what do they call it? Enterprise crew. All right. Next line. Here's your Blood and Honor crew, or whatever the heck they are. Klingon Patriots. All right. Now, there's a couple of things that we're missing, right? A couple of things that we're missing. We don't get to go into like the virtualization mode anymore. All right. Which, you know what? Let's try this. Let's go to the ship's screen, because I know in ship management you don't get to see it. Okay. Well, hang on, Gary. I'll turn off the modded version. And by the way, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything here in the modded version other than increase the canvas. Okay. Okay, so we do still have this screen. That's good. But you guys noticed a minute ago when I went to ship management, we did not have that there anymore. So now I can only get to it from the ship menu. I've actually, to be perfectly honest with you, I've always really liked this. I think this is beautiful for showing off a ship and being able to look at a ship. I've always really appreciated this. This is a subtle thing, and I know that Scopely probably, and the community at large, probably doesn't care about this particular view. I actually really, really like this view. I like looking at ships this way. But you'll notice that if we went in through the ship management screen, it's missing now. You don't have that up here for you to be able to do. You can't rotate. I'm trying to drag. You can't rotate your ship in dock anymore, which is disappointing. Oh! No, wait a second. Steven's Aaron, that wasn't there a second ago, was it? Well, maybe we can't. I swear to goodness this wasn't here a second ago. Maybe that glitched. I don't know.
Do assign officers. I just want to see what it looks like.
In my one, I can do it.
Sign officers.
Even with or without.
Again, it's small.
I don't know whether you've got the modded view.
What I think the problem that Scopely is going to run into here, even if you scale the exterior window, scale the canvas size, I think, and I think a lot of graphics guys or web devs are gonna agree here. You've got problems when you try to scale visual elements inside your space.
Well, elements that weren't coded to scale, they that's the thing. With this PC version, they would be able to create that, but it would have to be about adding that code into the scaling aspect.
Yeah, and see, this is its own element, Gregor. This is a box. It's contained. But, if you go in where we were a minute ago and you're looking at officers, for example, this is just designed as a simple list. It's just designed as a simple list, so it's just going to keep going, and it's going to scale based on the size of your screen. I've even noticed that. I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 wide on my iPhone, but I only get like 4 wide on my Android. It's 1 less. All right. So, all right. Gary Sharp says, will you build a ship and let us see the animation leaving the dock? Absolutely. I'd be happy to. What do you want to build? You want to build an envoy? Let's build an envoy. All right. So it's building. And
no, not an envoy.
Too late.
Oh.
Too late. At least I can scrap it. I don't mind to build that because I'm still scrapping those. All right, here it comes. Nice and full.
You know, everybody's going to stop playing on their mobile device because the PC one's going to get too good.
This is good. I mean, I'm happy with it.
So the modded PC one.
Yeah, the modded PC one, that's right.
Well,
that does look better.
It does. And I will notice this. And by the way, I know Rev has done some content on this. No one, Shell and I have discussed it today. Guys, I know you may not be able to see this super well on YouTube, or maybe you will. I don't know. But the resolution is amazing. It is way better than BlueStacks. It's way better than mobile.
Oh, yes.
The resolution is crisp. I mean, guys, I can see, I don't know if you can see this, I can see particulates coming out of the nacelles. All right? Like, seriously, I can see space dust. I don't know if you can see it. I can see particulate matter coming out of the nacelles. Can you guys see that? If you zoom in on it? The resolution here, because of, by the way, and this is not necessarily what Scopely has designed, to do. They are allowing the client to use the native resolution of the PC. All right. So this is because my monitor is bonkers good, but at least Scopely has the ability to allow their game to basically scale up to whatever the native resolution is. That means that they've built this game in HD. All right. Or at least this particular client. This game is very HD, maybe even 4K. All right. Because I'm pretty sure my monitor's 4K. It's just good.
So DJ, so what the client is right now, pre-modded, is very much the same functionality as they have in BlueStacks, and what I would really like to see is them.
I'd say even less, to be honest with you.
I don't disagree. What I would really like to see is for them to take advantage of how PC games are built. So, for example, when a window pops up and there's really one default option you'd like to do, say you click on a hostile and the attack is green and then the scan is some other button, that you could hit enter or space or something so you're not having, so there's efficiency of your mouse options. Or even better yet, in a lot of PC games where you're hitting hostiles like this, you can double click on the hostile to attack it because that is the default action you would want to take. There are things like that that are built into most PC games that would make a lot of sense to be added to a PC port of this.
So I was just kind of tinkering with your idea. We can already double-click to drive somewhere, but yeah, it doesn't let me double-click that hostile. So let me ask you a question, community, because I don't know. And again, some of you guys are, as a matter of fact, Joker puts a really interesting chat in the Discord chat real quick. I'm going to read it. Joker says, so far this seems a lot like a port, not a rebuild. That is literally exactly what I think as well. Okay? Especially because we've got this launcher right here. All right? This launcher basically opens some type of port or opens some type. I described this to Gregor 10 minutes before we went on the air. I described this as Scopely's own emulator. All right. Now, I am not a computer guy. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right. But I think this is essentially Scopely's own version of an emulator. All right. They are opening a port. They're streaming the game in. All right. Now, what I do know is that this emulator or this client, however, it's built around Unity. I do know that. I also know, can I zoom in on an Armada building? Sure, I'll find you an Armada. I also have been told, and for you computer guys, maybe this makes some sense. Maybe you guys can explain it to me. I've also been told that the way that this client will update is not going to be traditional downloading of clients like you do in your respective stores. This is going to be streaming updates, so to speak. This is going to be a way like I don't even know how to
check when you open the it'll check when you open the app, open the program.
Those of you who use Office 365, okay, it's just like that. it streams the updates into the client like automatically. Okay, so that's what they have
That
told
is
me
an
about.
option in the launcher. You can turn the auto updates on or off.
Yes. Let me show you. Here's the launcher right here in your options. Update game when launcher starts. And Gregor, this is what I was telling you about earlier. I'm going to assume that this also allows players to peer-to-peer share the installation and the update files without putting all the stress on, Scopely's own servers, wherever they may be. So this, when you download a client update or even download the original client itself, you'll notice when you first download this packet and you're installing the game, it's going to actually display how many people you're downloading pieces of the install from. When I downloaded the client, I was downloading it from like 6 different people, which is kind of crazy. All right, now, somebody asked about seeing an Armada. There's no way to zoom in on this, really, so I don't know if we're going to see what we want to see. We can zoom in on the Armada, but they've never been something that's like, wildly amazing graphically to look at. You can't rotate them, you can't zoom them around. But now there's detail. I can see some lights down here, so...
Just to be clear, though, you might have already covered this, but you have to do the Scopely ID sign up to use this client.
You do. Absolutely. You must create a Scopely ID in order to do this. And just as a friendly reminder and public service announcement, please create your Scopely ID on your existing client first and not on the new download, because the Scopely ID is going to attach to whatever account is present when you build the Scopely ID. I've had people actually send me complaints or need tickets because they created a Scopely ID on the new client, and then when they logged into Scopely ID on their existing client, their game progress was gone. Please don't do that. Create Scopely ID on the account you want to keep, please. Thank you. All right.
So, DJ,
yeah.
Something else I've noticed that is a little concerning is because again, what I'm doing right now, I apologize, I'm not watching your stream right now. I'm killing Borgs because I have so many cells and it is very difficult to kill them. I'm being outlagged by people that are, I assume, not on the PC client, where I click on the hostile as soon as it appears, I am right on top of it, and someone gets to it before me. Or my ship is closing in on the hostile, and I appear to be closer, and they get the kill. So I think that there is a lag between what the PC client is doing and what the mobile client is doing. So
I would have
something that I think needs to be looked at.
I would have expected the exact opposite, to be honest with you, Bubba.
I would have as well.
But it literally also could just be good old-fashioned Scopely lag. All right, because even if you were both playing on a mobile app, I get lagged out all the time. So it could just be good old-fashioned server lag there, but nonetheless. David says, man, I hope they add in hotkey functionality. See, I am slightly hesitant on that up front, only because I don't understand the world of hacks and modding and botting, okay? I don't understand that. What I'm told from some people is that this particular client will be more difficult to bot with, all right, because of its lack of programmability, Bubba. But then I've had other people be like, oh, you can bot anything. Like I've had people tell me that they can bot this just as easy as they could bot anything else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know.
I think that's going to be the case. I think that what you're seeing right now is that we don't think it's going to be botted because there aren't hotkeys. I think that's just going to be a matter of time, right? And I think that the hotkeys, like the hotkeys that you can have in BlueStacks, where you can assign certain letters to certain geometric zones within the window, I used those, and it's just, again, it's like simply saying I want spacebar to be in the zone where I would normally have to hit attack, and I used that anytime I was in BlueStacks in any of the versions, because it was very quick and efficient to be able to do that.
You guys seeing this right here? This is kind of nice. My officer assignment screen This is cool. Let me fix this up here real quick. I was doing some swarm earlier. I get better visibility down here. Can you guys see this on my screen? Anything interfering? No, not really. So yeah, I get better visibility down here on my officers list when I'm trying to assign officers to a ship too. So I kind of like this too. This is nice. But back to your comment, Bubba. I do think you're right. And I think Scopely has to be aware of that. And again, I'm very naive when it comes to this stuff. I have no idea what you do about botting. All right. I know it's a problem. I'm very fortunate on my server. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an issue here. But I know that some servers see it more than others. Oh, my God. Look at this, Bubba. I am never going to get. Oh, dear Lord in heaven. Look at all that. And look at, this is interesting, if you guys can see it on the screen. Look at all the cross-system weapons fire. This, I don't think that's actually supposed to be happening either, is it, Stevens Aaron? Oh, you say this is a lot. I mean, this doesn't look fun for me. I got 13 cells. Am I going to place in the leaderboard with 13 cells, Snake Eyes?
Maybe, depending on how many you kill per cell.
I mean, I can do pretty good. Let's see. We'll do some killing of Borg here for a minute. We'll see how long it takes me to go through one cell. I probably should have, Hugo. I probably should have. I didn't think about it. I should have stacked for health. That was not smart. You know what, though? I'm going to look here. I wonder what my mitigation is against these little 33s. I bet my mitigation's already pretty high. I mean, obviously stacking for health ain't going to hurt anything, but I wonder if it's absolutely necessary. Too late now. I've already clicked the thing. All right, let's check out our leaderboard here on 15. This is Corda Gamma. This is the level 33 system. Checking the leaderboard. You guys can see I haven't even started. I've done nothing today. Leaderboard. Oh, my God, 1,000,000 points. Ooh, how many? Okay, maybe I'm 1,500. So let's see what the math is here. He's got 1,000,000 points divided by 1,597. He's killed. Oh my God! I am not. No, I'm out. I'm not killing 600 hostiles today. That's not happening for me. I'm out. Hard pass. Done. Dunzo! You can have it. Sorry, leaderboard players. Y'all can have it. I'm out.
Big Country's going to be so disappointed in you.
No, I'm not. No chance. I am not sitting here and hunting 600 hostiles.
Yeah. Depending on your mitigation with 5, my Pike Chen is giving me max mitigation, whereas my 5 Chen to LAN isn't quite giving me that. So unless I stack a little bit more health, I might get up a bit closer. But yeah.
Top 25. I mean, I could definitely get in the top 25. Top 25 is only 77,000 points. And what was it? 1,597 points. See, some people have done 1 or 2 cells. I can get in the top 25. I got 13 cells.
Which is crazy because you got 2 cells at the beginning of the day. Well, you got 2 cells whenever you refresh. You got 2 cells because of the event.
It's boring.
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not, but they gave you plenty of cells because the maintenance chest we got today. Can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
It was great. Maintenance took 30 minutes, and they gave us some mats and they gave us some cells. I mean, I wasn't even expecting a maintenance chest because it wasn't like the servers were down for hours.
Yeah,
it was very gracious.
They were down for actually it was down a little bit longer than you think. It was down for about 74 or 75 minutes. But I mean, it was again not the end of the world, and I don't think anybody lost anything as a result. It wasn't, it was just bad gameplay. I think it was just one of those old-fashioned, like, hey, we're going to reboot everything, just, because turning it off and turning it back on again makes it look better. What does the window with the result of the battle against the Armada with 5 or 6 players look like in the modded client? I'll have to go back and find one because I haven't done any. Man, this is great, though, being able to see all this. Okay, here we go. Here's one that I did last night. Only 4 players showed up. But you guys can see, I mean, all the data. And even if we had 6 players, it would be... No! Okay, that's bad. See? But this is what we're talking about, Stevens, Aaron. This is an example of, like, of an element. Like a frame, if you will. You see what I'm saying? It's a frame or an element within the canvas, and it's fixed.
Yeah.
It's fixed.
It's the static frame, so it wasn't adjustable with flex or anything like that.
Yep. Yeah, that's that's rough. But again, let me remind you guys, very alpha-y. Okay? Like, I would not even describe this as a beta client. This is their first ever run. This is, and again, giving fairness where fairness is due.
Yeah, more alpha.
Scopely is not a PC gaming company.
Yeah.
This is their first ever version of a PC anything. I don't think Marvel Strike Force is on PC. I don't think Scrabble Go is on PC. You know, I don't think any of that stuff. I don't think Walking Dead is on PC. This is their first time ever. First time ever doing anything like this. So I think it's a good first run. And I think there's a lot of room for them to tinker with a few things, especially if we can get the right people involved with them. You know, we've talked about this before, Bubba. We talk about, like, okay, the CIA gets hacked, right? But then what's the CIA do? They can either lock those people up in a dungeon, or they can offer them gobs of money to come and work for them so it doesn't happen again, right? What I want to see here is I want to see our modders offered the opportunity to consult with Scopely to make this stuff work better. That's what I want to see. Don't know. I might be daydreaming.
That's the whole point of alphas and betas.
No,
is to get the feel of what it feels like and what feedback, and so they can make adjustments before it gets released.
Go ahead, Bubba.
And you're right on. Really popular mods end up being incorporated into games in either DLC or patches all the time. So hopefully Scopely will realize that, because again, this is their first PC game. Hopefully they realize that and will adapt to that, as opposed to taking the tact of, well, we didn't make it, so we're not going to release it. I think that if they embrace the modding community as a partner, I think that's exactly what will happen. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, and let me be clear. I don't even know how long it's going to take for this to become public. I don't know. I don't know if it's a week. I don't know if it's a month. I don't know if it's 6 months. I mean, there are a handful of players that already have this, all right? And I've got it, and they haven't told me not to show it off. Now, I mean, they didn't specifically come out and say, hey, DJs, go hack this to pieces and mod it and then show off the mod. They didn't say that. But they're not hiding this. And again, as Stevens Aaron has already verified earlier this morning, I mean, this thing had been out less than 24 hours, and this morning an actual Scopely engineer, not a representative, not live ops or not, marketing person, but an actual engineer reached out to get information from the person who created this mod. And to me, Bubba, that's very, very hopeful. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
That's a good sign that they're willing to acknowledge that this is not their primary space. And to be perfectly honest with you, there are modders out there that are probably better at designing PC interfaces than they are. So if they're going to consult with these people, then I'm very, very happy about it.
I agree. And, as you have mentioned before, and I don't know if any of them are listening tonight, but Scopely listens occasionally to your podcast. And I'm sure if they had a real problem with you talking about this, you would have a number of private messages telling you to
hang on.
stop.
Let me check my PMs real quick, because I haven't been watching. Let me just see if I've got 17 messages from the legal department. No, I got nothing. Somebody wants to see a battle log. Hey, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's look at the battle log of that armada. Oh, you know what? I've got a bad feeling. If this is a visual element, then hopefully... Oh my God, Bubba Joe! Look at this. This is beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Well, now you're going to make me log into YouTube. Give me a second.
Oh, man. Now, this is nice. Now, it's a little spacey. It's a little spacey, but you know what? There's a lot of data per screen here now. This is better for me. I like this.
Oh, wow.
I like this. Many, many lines. And don't forget, they still have implemented the quality of life feature that they implemented last time with these navigation buttons. So now I can scroll per round, and it looks like I'm getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 and a half or 11 rows of data. As a matter of fact, if I scroll slightly and take out the round header, I can get 11 rows of data on one screen. This I like. I like that. Ooh,
that's pretty.
That's sexy. That's sexy. Woo! Making me sweat a little bit over here. Now this, like I said, this needs a little bit of work, but you can even see the lines. This is an element or a frame inside this canvas. This is something that the botting community could probably consult on a little bit. But, nonetheless, it's a very solid first start. It's a very solid first go. And and again, as far as stability goes, I have no complaints. We've seen, so far, we've been on the air, what? Hour and a half? Been on the air, I can't even see the time. We started at 8:40, so 1 hour and 20 minutes. 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I've seen one stuck ship. Just one. So I can't feel like, stability-wise, that this is any worse than anything we've ever had before. You know? Can I scroll with my mouse wheel on the battle log? I can, but I can also move. I can also click and drag up and down. But yes, I can use my mouse wheel. Vinny has asked the question if I can scroll the mouse wheel. All right, looking nice, looking good. And actually, I'm actually getting a few kills here, Bubba. So maybe this is not quite as bad as some of the other servers are seeing. I tell you what, I very much like the graphical overlay of this system. I like being able to see all this. This is nice.
Well, imagine if you're dual or triple ship grinding. This zoom out is huge.
This is huge for that. You have maybe one ship per spawn point. I'm dealing with a few more than that, so maybe it's just a.
Yeah, I've only got one Vidar. I never built the second one.
Well, but even just looking at your system, there is one, sometimes two ships to a spawn point. I have quite a few more than that.
As a matter of fact,
4 ships trying to camp out at each spawn point.
Yeah, there's a few spawn points where there's some people a little less busy. I need to get to one of these less busy spawn points, and that'll help. So,
but it's fine. That's Rackstar. Yes. Yeah, DJ's got it easy. No, I mean he's on a server. They probably just have already given up. Like, I killed enough Borg Prods, I'm done.
Well, you saw first place in my bracket has already killed over 600 hostiles. I can promise you, I'm not doing that today. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing 600 hostiles. That's not happening today. Not in UltimatDJz land. No, sir. Okay, how's the performance compared to a regular emulator? So, you know what? Good question. Let's take a look at my task manager here. Adobe. Oh my God, I forgot to take a commercial break. We're not taking commercial breaks because we're on YouTube. All right, I probably need to take a pause. Yeah, 90 minutes on one audio file. Going to take a quick pause. Start a new file so that Adobe doesn't crash out. That's why it was. There we go. Okay, looking better now. Taking a look here. So, Prime is what it's called. Their Star Trek Fleet Command using roughly 8 to 10, okay, up to 12. I don't know if you guys can see this real well. But yeah, 8 to 10% of my CPU. Now, BlueStacks 4 would use, what, Bubba? 60, 70%. It's really bad. BlueStacks 4.
It's a lot. It was a hog.
BlueStacks 4 was a CPU hog. Even BlueStacks 5 is using between 20 and 30%, which is amazing, by the way. And if you're going to play on BlueStacks, I highly recommend 5. Use our graphics room and use the BlueStacks 5 download link that we've got available for you. It does help support the channel. We'd appreciate that very much. BlueStacks 5 is amazing as compared to 4. No doubt about it. But this is using even less. All right? Right now at 14, now at 11, at 6, at 9, probably just depending on what you're doing. But, I mean, it's still 20 percentage points less than BlueStacks 5. Resource-wise.
Mine's sitting on about between 4 and 7%.
Yeah, obviously my computer's not as beast mode as yours.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it looks like I may have access to a list of system requirements. Hang on one second. Do we have that available, sir? I don't want to name you if you don't want to be named.
It's on the brand new webpage.
It was on the website.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, hell, let's go look at it. I was going to pull up the schedule for us to take a quick look at. Just as a reminder, Face of the Enemy does launch tomorrow, but the ticketed events were moved. The ticketed events are now starting on Saturday, so 21, 22, and 23 is what they said. Well, what's weird about that, Stevens Aaron, is the 22nd is the last day of the Battle Pass, so I'm not sure that that's even right. Do we have confirmation on what's happening with the Galactic Server event? Because the 22nd is supposed to be the last day of the Battle Pass, and what they sent me today was 21st through 23rd. So I thought that was kind of weird. So I don't know. All right, Jonathan Ingram and Raxnar posting, Epic Neo posting as well. 8 gig of RAM, operating system of Windows 10 64-bit or higher. A minimum of an Intel i3 third generation 3.4 gigahertz processor, and at least Intel graphics 4400 or better, which are all very basic stuff. Epic Neo is also showing that it can actually even operate on Windows 8. So there you go. Now let me go back over here. I am carrying some probes. I'm actually kind of shocked I haven't been hit. Why haven't I been hit? Hey, is Techman here? You want to get into some drama? Techman16, and let me do a little cross promotion here for a second. If you guys have not been listening to Trek Talk with Tech and Kirk, that's a fascinating listen. Like, some of his stuff is just enthralling. I was listening to his latest episode today. And yes, I'm promoting another podcast. I was listening to Trek Talk with Tech and Kirk today, and he was doing a breakdown of a war that is happening on Server 34 between 2 different alliances. And it was a fascinating listen. I could not encourage you guys to listen to his podcast anymore. Please go check it out. It's so good. It's so good. So I listened to it today. From what I understand, well, Tavi Moses, they do a different kind of content. Their content is Jerry Springer content. Like, I love it. Guys get on there and they're fighting. Okay, I mean, like the show I listened to had a real Jerry Springer moment. Somebody was calling another guy names, and the other guy started cussing, and they're yelling, and Tech is like trying to calm everything down. He was like a real life Steve. All right, it's a great listen. But what's even more enthralling than the actual fights is the content. It's the content. And I really, really enjoyed listening to the dynamic of what is happening on Server 34 right now. Like, there's a war going on. Now, based on what I listened to, I've chosen my advocacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've chosen who I think is right and wrong based on what I heard, but I want to hear more. I want to hear more, Tech. All right, Tech and Kirk, give me more of Server 34. I was so enthralled. Like, what a great listen. You guys got to check it out. Anyway, what I told him that I wanted to do, and I honestly, Tech, I didn't get a chance to do this today. I wanted to, but my day ran short. I just didn't have a chance. I want to do the same thing on 15. I want to do the same thing on 15, and here's why. Here's why I want to do it. Because I believe that those entities exist. Snake Eyes says, hell no. Listen, these entities exist. There is alliances on my server that behave exactly like the alliances on server 34. But we interact with each other differently than what is happening currently on server 34. Guys, I'm just going to promote the podcast and let you listen, and I'm going to let you know that Tech and I are going to work on trying to bring together another set of alliances soon that behave differently than what's going on server 34, but do the same exact things, have the exact same behavior. Like, there's one alliance, and listen, anybody on 15 is going to know who I'm talking about, and they're not going to be ashamed. They're going to be proud of it. There's an alliance, specifically one alliance on my server, that loves PvP, loves our overcargo hunting, loves hunting idols, loves hunting zero miners. They just anything they can do to kill a blue. All right, they'll do it. And not the entire rest of the server plays that way. But there is a power alliance on this server who is getting hit more and more and more in territory. Why wouldn't anybody be getting hit more and more and more? All right, because of the Meridian, right? I mean, one of the arguments that one of these alliances have is that we feel targeted. All right, like 2 weeks ago, you weren't hitting us very much, and now we're getting hit all day long. Well, I mean, I don't want to sound biased on the subject, but no duh, okay? You're overcargo in 6 minutes. No duh, you're going to get hit more. Like, hello? You use a Meridian, you're going to get hit more, especially if you're not paying attention. So they feel targeted on their overcargo, so they went to war over it. They went to war over it, over legitimate overcargo hits. So this is creating a redonkulous drama thing on server 34, and I am loving hearing about it. Like, I'm sorry, I don't take pleasure in other people's pain, but I am really, really enjoying listening to this story unfold. I'm not even done, Tech man. I'm not even done with your entire podcast yet, but I wanted to sit in my car longer to finish listening to it. When I got to my destination, I'm like, I should just sit in the parking lot for another hour and 12 minutes because I wanted to hear it. Anyway, I am going to try to put together something like that just as a comparison with server 34 to demonstrate how different alliances are interacting over the exact same problem. Snake Eyes says absolutely not. Well, then if that's fine, Snake Eyes, then I'm going to guest on Techman's podcast so we can do it for server 15. Snake Eyes says I can guest on yours, Techman. All right, then we're going to do it. Look here. Kel on 193. Here, Techman, I'm lining up guests for you. All right. The name of the podcast is Trek Talk with Tech and Kirk, T-E-C-H. Tech and Kirk are the hosts, and they host this podcast. And like I said, it's a very different format than what we do here. They love drama. They love politics. They love server interaction. Almost all of their episodes are two different parties on different sides of the aisle. It's very Jerry Springer, and I love it. Kel says, we've been at war for the last 3 months due to overcargo in territory capture space. See, wow. Kel, reach out to Techman16. I'm sure he's going to love to talk to you. All right? I love it. I love the fact that it's causing conflict, because why? You're over cargo. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, Gardner, I'm doing a 3-minute promotional piece for a friend of mine. You hush. Unless you're in the alliance that's whining about getting hit over cargo. Then let me know so I can mock you. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, promotional piece. Go check it out. Trek Talk with Tech and Kirk. Available wherever you download your podcast. All right. Am I past 3 minutes? It's my version of 3 minutes. And P.S., it's also my show. You can like it or not.
I thought it was Snake Eyes show.
It's true. It is absolutely Snake Eyes show. You're absolutely right. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Somebody asked me, switching for Scopely ID. Okay. So click on your cat, because everybody's using the cat. Go to settings, general, switch account. Works the exact same way, guys. I can click on switch account. It's going to open up a browser window. I can go and I can log in, and awesome, super great. Now I have, what is this? What is this? Can you guys see that? Oh, these are all their properties. I was getting ready to say, what are these characters? I saw Spock. That was the first one I saw. I saw Spock, and then I'm like, who's this chick? Who is that chick? What game's she from? And there's The Rock. He's wrestling. This is Scrabble Go. Do they have a dice game? They must have a dice game. What is that little guy right there? That looks like some...
Isn't it like the Yahtzee game or something like that?
Is that Yahtzee? Okay, I see. Yeah, I see a couple of dice there, and I see this little weird-looking rabbit mouse looking thing. Okay, so Yahtzee. This is their Yahtzee game. Down here's Scrabble Go. I don't know what she's
Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune.
Is that Vanna White? Do they have Wheel of Fortune? Okay, so there's Wheel of Fortune. Vanna White's over there. You got The Rock from wrestling. There's an Enterprise, a CC. See? Look, Star Trek gets 2 references because we're their number 1 property. I don't know where this chick is from. Can you guys see over my cat? Yeah. I don't know where this chick is from. Then we got Bugs Bunny. That's Looney Tunes Mayhem game. Then we have...
Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead, and then Marvel Strike Force. Who's this chick? What game's she from? No, I know Michonne. That's Walking Dead. I'm talking about the girl right underneath her. Who's that? Is that the mom? Hold on. Let me move my cat again. Is that the mom of this little girl who's playing Scrabble? Is this like a family unit? Maybe these two. Maybe Scrabble Go also gets 2 references on their splash page because it's also a massive game. Perhaps. Maybe. Don't know. Yeah, 3 minutes, Gardner. It's my 3 minutes. It's mine. My 3 minutes can be however many minutes I want it to be. Thank you. I'm sorry if you don't like it. You don't have to be here. I mean, I appreciate you being here, but whatever. All right. I need to change my screen so I can log back into my Scopely ID here. Because, oh no, it's not saved on this machine? Oh my god, I hope I can remember what it was. Write down your Scopely ID username and password. Oh crap, unable to log in. Oof.
Your password isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
It's not. You know why?
No, it's incorrect.
No,
Combination of my luggage.
Hold on.
Your password is incorrect.
No, I know why this isn't working. Hang on. Because... Hang on. I have to open... Where's my... Oh, no, that's not it. Uh-oh. Have I seriously... I've got a problem here. I've got a... I don't know my Scopely ID, and I've got it written down on a notepad somewhere else. Okay, all right, okay. I think I'm good. I clicked cancel, and it just brought me back to my same account. Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't log out. It was just a switch, and it didn't initiate the switch.
Okay, that didn't. So logging in would actually. What's wrong with the stream? Joker, what's wrong with the stream? Something wrong with the stream? I still got green light.
Still gone.
I see it.
Yeah, okay.
It's still gone.
Yeah, I still got green light over here.
By the way, DJ,
Yo.
Go to Galaxy View and zoom out as far as you can. I'm
Okay.
just curious to see what that looks like.
Okay, that's as far as I can go right there. Not quite the entire map, but I mean it's still.
That's a
It's a
big
little
chunk.
more.
It's still a big chunk. Oh, sorry,
Here,
no cat.
kitty.
All right, thank you, Steven's Aaron. There's your cat back. Thank you. All right.
Nice kitty. Pretty kitty.
Purr. Meow. All right. No, I knew what my Scopely ID login was. It is my email address. I couldn't remember my password. I couldn't remember what the password was, but I didn't end up needing it. I just hit cancel and it brought me back. So, anywho. Yeah, that would have been great, Ian, if I had lost my game live on stream after I was teasing about other people losing their games. Anywho, hey, thanks, Gary. Appreciate you being here. Shout out to Optimus Meat Boy on 139. Well, there's your shout out, buddy. Hey, shout out, Meat Boy. There you go. There we go. Did I watch TikTok? Do we have a TikTok up? Oh no, Snake Eyes. What did you do? 4? You posted 4 TikTok videos? Oh my God. I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, is there anything else you guys want to see in the client? We've been on just under 2 hours. I can get ready to wrap up. If there's anything else that you guys want to see within the modded client, again, let me be very, very clear. And again, unless specifically instructed otherwise, we'll be sharing this mod after we can work on it a little bit more. Like I said, there's only a few hours in on this, so only a couple of hours worth of effort on this, but already looking really, really good. So we will make it available as it becomes, more of what we want it to be, and as long as Scopely doesn't, try to sue us. Yeah, that's right, John. I can't remember my password. Scopely!
How do your daily goals and missions look?
Oh, they look great. They look great. So again, off center because we've got some flex and problems here. And again, still using some elements. At least I can see them all, okay? I can see them all, but we do still have obviously some elements with some flex and not able to use the entire. Now, at least here with the away teams, I can drag that up. The missions are a little bit different because, again, using this frame. This does kind of give you a little bit of insight, Gregor, into how the game was built originally. Like, why is the mission interface using a frame, but away teams is using, for example, for lack of better terms, using a column? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you could definitely see different people worked on different areas of this game. And there was no uniformity whatsoever. And that's actually hilarious to me. I don't even code. I don't design. But even I can see, okay, that's person A, this is person B. The dailies look nice, all right? Now, of course, I've already claimed a bunch of mine, but they did. They went all the way down. So that was kind of nice, too. So, yeah, some good areas here, good things. And again, let me I know I said this just a second ago. All this stuff is because of the increased canvas size and the increased resolution within the modded version. This is not going to be the version that Scopely releases, or at least not that they have already provided to some players. I mean, could there be modifications before public launch? Absolutely. But as of now, this is not the version that they have already put into the hands of some players.
I probably missed it, but what about your research trees?
You know what? I actually haven't looked. Let's do that. That'd be a great thing to look at, is research. Let's take a look inside here, see what these look like. Please tell me they use the whole canvas. Please, please, please. Okay, not bad so far. Okay. You know what? I can live with this. Yeah, I can live with that. It's not vertically spaced super well, but I do get a very nice wide representation of the tree. I do like that. Let's look at. Yeah, that's nice. That's nicer. I still wish that we had a little bit better vertical spacing, but again, I keep saying this like every 3 minutes. This is not exactly how this was designed. You know what I'm saying? So the mod is giving you the extra canvas space. But yeah, there's a lot to see here. This is very nice. Very nice. By the way, I just want to go on record and complain that I have yet to receive even my first single Merit of Honor. Don't have one. 0. Never gotten one. Just throwing that out there. Scopes.
They are not easy to get.
Well, I know, but I've done many, many assignments with a critical chance for Merits of Honor, and I never get them. Never, ever. So, anywho, yeah, get
You on the store?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's check out the store. There we go. Again, nice wide. And by the way, Bubba, I notice here, okay, so this is actually, you know what? This is almost probably best of both worlds here, Bubba. I don't know how to describe the motion, but if I click and release while my mouse is still moving, all right, then the carousel still runs. Okay? But if I scroll, stop, and release the click, then I don't have any drifting. So I can drift, but I don't have to drift. And actually, that's probably best of both worlds. Why can't we do that inside the station? Why can't we do that in space? Actually, you know what?
Space is where I miss it.
Yeah, there's no drifting in space. I can click, drag, and let go. There's no drifting in space. Likewise, in the base, we still have the mandatory drifting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's weird. That's something that Scopely should look at, because clearly that's just a difference in some type of... Oh, somebody's hitting me. Why? Why? Because I'm over cargo. You know what? I even thought, Bubba, maybe perhaps I should bring a warship in here today because I have so many cells. You know? Because there's going to be people hitting in here all day. Am I done? I got my 100. All right, so somebody's asking about pricing. As you guys can see here on your screen, they look to be still traditional price, $19.99, $49.99, $99.99 for U.S. players. So I don't see any differences here. I don't have any changes to pack pricing. And I don't know how that would be. Joker says, "Is it localized? How does Ripper's version look?" I don't know the answer to that. I know. I mean, his is still based on, you know, euros or European dollars or whatever they're using over there. I mean, it's still set up internationally. So, Raxonar says that in Canada, it's Google Play pricing and not Apple Pay or not Apple Play pricing. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what they're doing here yet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Google pricing, not Apple pricing. At least same for me.
Was there a difference?
There is about a $3 or $4, or some of them are up to about $5 or $6 difference, at least for my currency, for some packs.
Yeah, see now,
but that's the difference between the Apple Store and Google, not Scopely themselves, though. Just to clarify.
Yeah, Scopely has always set their revenue, and it's actually a really weird dollar amount, to be honest with you. Scopely's always set their revenue, and then Google and Apple do their own thing. Now, whether or not we see that translated in the PC version, I honestly don't know. And it may be too early for them to actually even have looked at that yet, because, again, this could be a month before it comes out for everybody. I don't know. What I do appreciate is that Scopely has put this client in the hands of some players. They're actually testing something before broad release, Bubba, which is mind-boggling.
Fantastic.
It's mind-boggling, really.
Which is something you've been talking about for over a year.
I know. Listen, I don't think I can claim any credit on this, but they have put this version in the hands of players. So, you know, I mean, I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. So, there you go. Which one is cheaper?
What's the mission screen look like?
So a little bit condensed, not great. They're using an element here, okay, so not super great. But again, you know, notes to work on.
Items.
Items.
The items.
Oh
menu.
yeah, let's go to inventory.
Don't have to scroll as far.
Oh man, that's amazing. And this is, by the way, this is what I was talking about. Like, even for the officers, like these little types of separators right here, this would go great in the officer section. Really, really good. This is a great layout. Oh, man. Now, you know, I'll tell you, this just goes to tell you how much junk we have accumulated over the years. Look at all these ungraded materials. There's a
You're using
lot.
them, DJ.
Oh, yeah, I know. Look, we're using every single one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 30. 30 materials. And that does not count your 1, 2, 3, and 4-star materials. Although, this is great to see. This is so good to see. Broken out like that.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it is. The other tab, broken down. Look at all the... Oh, look at it all. Scopely, this accidentally displays your horrible obsession with currencies.
Wow.
Ooh, look at this. Scopely, you have a problem. You have an addiction, my friend. we gotta do something about this. This is bad. This is real bad. Save your Batleth tokens. That's right. You heard it here first. Don't spend on your tribbles. Keep your tribbles.
So DJ, I know that this show is a lot about the new client, as it should be. Do you have any update on what day 4 is going to be?
Yes, day 4's research of Icarus. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yep.
So day 4. You know what? Let's talk about this for a second, because they did exactly what I asked them not to, Bubba. I even said during the show, I said, they're going to add a 4th day. I said, now, wouldn't you guys be pissed? I even went back and listened to it, clipped it, and sent it to them. I said, are you flipping kidding me? By the way, do you remember during that show when I said I got a message and it was 3 dots? Do you guys remember when I said that? We were live on the air. I said, yes. I got a message from a Scopely staffer, and it was 3 dots. It was because they had already decided to run the building event again. And I said on the air, now, anything is fine except for the building event. Wouldn't you guys be pissed if it was another building event? And that's when I got the 3 dots. They were like, we're doing the building event. Bub, I was like, oh, hell. So what it was supposed to be was research on day 2, and then building on day 4. But some kind of scheduling thing happened, and they got flip-flopped. So research is now going to be day 4, and building just was repeated on day 2.
So I actually would, just to be fair, their accident actually works out better, right? Because you get speed-ups in the Alliance event, so that day, the leaderboard clicks. You could get some stars. You may get a couple of speed ups that will then trigger into the station event, which makes the station event a little less painful. As opposed on day 4, most alliances will finish the Alliance milestone event. You're not getting any free speed ups that way.
Agreed.
And it would have been a little bit more painful to do. So
and when you're saying speed ups, it does. And when you're saying speed ups, he's talking the Exocomps.
Speed ups.
Yeah.
Exocomps, yes.
He's talking Exocomps because yes, that actually did help me yesterday. I did not have to spend 10 billion steel again, so I was very pleased about that. I was actually able to do it using the quote-unquote Ripper method, which is what I'm going to deem it now, which was just to and actually, I didn't even have to burn them and dump them. I was able to use between what I had earned and one building that I had actually finished, I was actually able to do it with 2 Exocomps. Thank you, Arrow. Was it you? I thought Ripper was the one that said that. Nonetheless, Arrow, it was great. Ripper, great advice, whatever. Whoever came up with that, thank you so much, because I missed it the first time around. I probably could have done it the first time around, but instead I spent 10 billion steel. So anyway, yes, research is coming on day 4, which is going to be tomorrow's event reset. Very quickly taking you back over to the calendar. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what's happening with the ticketed events, okay? I assumed that they could start I wouldn't expect them to start tomorrow, but guys, listen, we got 5 days left. Not even. We got 4 event days left of this arc. Is that right? Let me look at the Battle Pass. Yeah, we've got 4 fresh event days left. So I got to be honest with you, I don't know what they're going to do all here. You've got 3 days of Galactic Server events, so at the latest, it has to start on the 20th. But you also have Face of the Enemy that's going to be here. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very busy 4 days. It's going to be a busy 4 days. You've got a Cosmic Cleanup. You got an away teams that's coming in. You got the Galactic Server, which they say they have fixed for choice, Bubba Joe. So there's going to be ticketed events these days. You've also got a Face of the Enemy going on here, but at the very least, you're going to have one ticketed event here, here, and here, which means on Saturday, you're going to have at least one ticketed event. Then you got away teams, Cosmic Cleanup, and the Troy event, the auction. Which maybe not as bad as I think, because the auction's the auction. Away teams are passive. Cosmic Cleanup's easy. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe they put the third day, the ticketed event there. Or even the second day. Maybe they do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Galactic event. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. Poor Jesse. This calendar has changed a gazillion times this month. It didn't change as much last month. It's been very, very fluid. So I don't know. We still got 2 days to Face the Enemy. And by the way, just as a reminder, Face the Enemy is in its third phase, which is going to be Federation hostiles, just as an FYI. So you're going to be killing Federation hostiles for Part 3. Bonus points for using combat exocomps. And don't forget, you're going to get a healthy supply of servos in those two events as well. Joker says, question, how hard have your Recruit Troy leaderboards been? They have been bonkers. The Troy events.
Really?
Yes. Ours have been very, very expensive. I get it. Listen, I have not done well. I finished in the top 10 in the second auction, but that's only 10 shards in my bracket.
So when you say bonkers, can you approximate the score for your bracket?
Yeah, my bracket, first place in the last auction, I think, spent 9 million points.
Oh.
Now,
okay.
I know for a level 48 or 49, that might sound like a great score, but, I mean, that's really
No.
high. That's really high for my bracket.
That would have won my bracket.
Day Trade says his got to 12 million. Snake Eyes came in second place and had 6 million in this latest auction. Third place. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure someone passed you, man, because you were winning it with like 6 million. But then, of course, in the last couple of minutes, somebody threw up 4 or 5 million points. I mean, yeah. Eldrat 1 was 7.5. Captain Oblivious winner was 8.5. Yeah, it's been a little pricey. But honestly, I think she does kind of deserve it, to be honest with you. I like Troy.
Well, I think she's fine, but she's definitely not gone for the prices of Riker or Picard or Geordi.
That's a Hegta. Is that a Hegta? No, that's a Tribune. Looky there. Look at the Tribune.
You should
on
attack
the
it and see what happens.
I can tell you what's going to happen. It's going to throw a single shot, and I'm going to be vaporized. So, yeah, got to be honest with you. I don't know. I have Riker. I have Picard. I do not know if I'm going to get Troy this month. I got 57 right now. We've got Face of the Enemy.
I unlocked Troy with both of them.
We got Face of the Enemy that's coming that's still going to hand out, 5 shards, maybe 10. I'll get 10 shards out of the auction solo milestone. I don't know where there's going to be 43 shards come from. I'm going to have to place in the top 4 in my auction, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's happening. Unless this auction is just full of broke jokes, because I did 2.5 million points, Bubba, and barely clung to 10th place. Barely. And that was with 2.5 million points. So I am not likely to get her, which is very disappointing to me. Especially when, I was the one that kind of maybe saw through the noise. Maybe I'm the reason. Maybe next time I should tell you it's going to be a worthless officer. But
well, so here's the thing. Like, both of the officers this month are future state officers, right?
Yeah,
I think that they are going to shine in it.
You think so?
Okay, so we've looked at it. We've looked at the critical chance of armadas, right? So we know.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Troy. You said both. I'm referring to Worf. I'm referring to
so Worf's captain's ability is terrible. That's not even debatable. But okay, so here's the thing: for Worf to matter, all that has to happen is the mitigation he's adding to your ship is more than the officer mitigation that you can get from someone like Beverly or 5 of 10. And right now, that's not possible. But with a G5 ship, or some point in the future when the built-in mitigations are so much higher, and so his base modification of that may exceed what you can get from officers.
No, that's true. I think that is absolutely very crystal ball-y, but absolutely deserves merit because, listen, there's no secret, people. G5 is coming, okay? The simple fact that 5 months in, we have not seen an Enterprise D, all right, I can't imagine that's not coming, all right? So what's taking them so long? There's something big on the horizon. I don't know. When I say big, I don't know what it's going to be deployment-wise. Clearly, I do believe that there's a ship coming, but how is it going to come? What's it going to do? And listen, I know this is not going to be super popular with a lot of people, but every TNG officer has had something to do with PvE or armadas. Kind of feel like the Enterprise may follow suit. I don't know. No clue.
I think you're right.
But, I mean, that's
the writing. You're 100% right there.
That's the writing on the wall to me. You know, so I don't know.
So,
cold fries.
Yeah. So yeah. I, you and I are in agreement. Worf's captain's ability is stinky. It's not my favorite. But I think that both Troy's captain's ability and Worf's officer ability have the potential to some point in the future be exceptionally relevant. We'll just have to see what happens.
Snake Eyes puts in the chat, G5 ships are Armada ships. You heard it here first. I'll stand behind that because, and as Hugo says in the YouTube chat, don't forget that even G4 ships had pretty low secondary defense stats, not a lot to boost for Worf, even with full synergy of Picard, which leads exactly into what Bubba just said. And that I believe that the future is still unclear for that officer. And the fact that we have not yet seen the Enterprise D leads me to believe, yes, unpopular opinion, leads me to believe that it will in fact be a specialty ship. Probably a powerful specialty ship, but specialty nonetheless. And it's going to have an Armada ability. That's just my guess. That's my prediction. It'll have an Armada ability. It may not be exactly specialty like what we're used to, but its ability is going to be PvP or PvE in Armadas. It's going to.
I think, DJ, can we have a show to just talk about that? Because I've got some ideas. I think Big Country's got some ideas, and I think there's a lot of ideas that have merit that are worthy of a extended discussion as to what the Enterprise D could be and why.
Sure. I think we got time. We got time this month. I mean, because we've discussed the hell out of some exocomps. As a matter of fact, by the way, you know what? I might save this for another show, and I'm getting ready to wrap up. We've been on Tube for 2 hours, so I'm getting ready to wrap up here in a second. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I do want to share this very quickly, if I can. Let me switch screens here for just a second. I'm going to switch screens for a moment while I pull something up. Bubba Joe, Gregor, Big Country. I would like to read you a retraction that I got after the last show. Because people were giving me down the road for what is happening? Sorry, I'm talking and trying to change windows at the same time. People were giving me down the road about defending the 300% exocomp against Armadas, right? People were giving me a little bit of grief about it, saying, well, it feels a little bit meh. Feels a little bit not great. Feels a little bit vanilla. I'm not making fun, by the way. I love you all. However, we decided to actually do some quantifiable math. Ow, God, get away from me. There's a bug flying in my face right now. It's making me so mad. All right.
Just swat it with your paw.
I'm trying. Okay. Bringing the screen back up, everybody. Sorry, I was shuffling, okay? I would like to share something with you, Bubba Joe. and I would like to thank the player who shall remain anonymous for the time being. He can announce himself if he wants to. But this particular player says to me, all right, fine, DJs, fine. Let's do the math. You're talking about the math. Let's do the damn math. Here's the math. Now, P.S., I don't know what ship he was using. Clearly, he was using a great ship. I mean, obviously, that is some big shots. Okay? This is pre-buff, post-buff, with the 300% weapons damage boost to armadas. All right? He even went through the battle logs and looked for min values and max values and then averaged them out. He literally, and he told me, I mean, crazy data. He did this with 4 armadas pre-buff, 4 armadas post-buff, and took every scrap of data out of the battle logs and averaged them all out here for us. Guys, these are about as average as it can be. It's about as representative as it's going to be. And then I'm going to share with you a conclusion. All right? These numbers are exactly what I wanted you guys to see, what I wanted you to feel. Bubba, when you're talking about, you know, the it not being what you wanted it to be, or Gregor, you're talking about it being very vanilla. Guys, we're talking roughly here on average of 20% net increase to damage over the course of the entire armada. That's big. I know that may not sound big even, but that's big. That's a big buff. All right? And further, I want to bring it down here to the repair costs, okay? Which, again, I know that some of the level 50 guys said is not their primary concern, but, I mean, how can it not be when we're talking about hundreds of millions of titanium to repair? I mean, and maybe it's not today. Maybe Scopely has solved the economy issue for you guys. But I didn't think that they had. If they did, I missed the memo. And I remember plenty of people talking about how ridiculous it is to spend hundreds of millions of titanium to repair a single ship. So now, unless they're giving you hundreds of millions of titanium every single day for free, I missed the memo. All right? Dropping your repair cost 13 to 17% and shortening the battles by 14%, that feels big to me. Clueless says they are with Frank A. No, they're not. No, they're not. The Frank A gives Gregor enough titanium to repair it, what, once? Bubba Joe, what's your biotic give?
It's I think once. Here, I can go look because I don't redeem it.
And yes, Frank A is helping, but it's not not problem solved, people.
Maybe
it's
7.
1 point, 1.5, 2, somewhere in there, in that range. Yeah,
1.5 billion trade is what you get.
1.5 to 2 repairs of my tribute.
Oh, okay. So roughly 1.5 to 2 repairs, depending on how damaged you are. So how is a 13% trait reduction not worth something there? How? I mean, you know. So this I don't want to drive back down this hole. I just want to thank the player. I want to thank the player who actually had to have taken at least a couple of hours to put this together and to show you guys quantifiably in your face what
Energy 2 is wrong for average net percent change.
Remember, and again, this is what he said. The averages were averages of all his shots. And why, he told me, and I'm going to read you a quote. Why he said, I feel like here's what he wrote. There's definitely a boost. There's no way to deny it. But the reason it doesn't feel like it is that the minimum shot with the boost could potentially only be 1 to 2% over your maximum without the boost. Okay? So if you have bad RNG with the buff and decent RNG without the buff, it's going to look like a nothing burger, is what he wrote. Okay? And he's absolutely right. This is still RNG based because of your min-max. And on larger ships, it's going to be potentially even more obfuscated, if I'm saying that word right. I don't think I am. It's going to be even more difficult to see because of the min-max, because the weapons ranges are so wide. But when you look at it, and again, this is data from 8 armadas that he pulled out of all of rounds, all shots, for all 8 armadas, these are the averages. So the average may not be the average of the max and the min as what you see on screen. This is based on pages of Excel data. And I think it's pretty obvious what it's given. Now,
so
for players who
okay,
think, go ahead, Bubba. Go ahead.
So I'm going to take 2 points that have been made, one by Big Country and one by Gregor. So Big Country has said, almost everything we do in this game is a resource conversion. And in the case of armadas, we are converting tritanium and dilithium into credits that we can use in the armada store, right? And the point that Gregor made in the last show was that if this allowed us to punch up to the next level, then it seems like it would be worth it, right? If I'm only able to solo a 46 and I can go to a 49 or whatever that next level up is, then it seems like it would be worth it, because the conversion is, okay, I'm spending a finite amount of tritanium and I get so many more credits. This is addressing it at a much smaller scale. It's reducing the tritanium spend, but holding the credits the same, and it doesn't feel like as much of a lift. But you're right. It's tangible. It makes sense. You're right. 12% is obviously a real percentage. It's measurable. But it doesn't feel as big because you're not able to bump up to the next level.
What would interest you more, though, Bubba? I'm just curious as another player. What would interest you more? 1,000% bonus probe drop consumable, or a 200% bonus loot drop consumable, or a 500% armada damage?
Oh, it's bonus loot.
Right. But anything but the damage. I mean, the damage, I feel like, is less translatable. So
correct. Bonus loot, bonus loot overall, bonus probe drop overall, and then damage, because that's the outcome, right? That's what you're trying to achieve, is the resources from the hostile you're killing, whether it's an armada, whether it's broken parts, whether it's probes. That's the objective, right?
Well, and to be clear, I don't disagree with any of those things, and I have, by the way, got a meeting on the books for tomorrow to talk about the future of Exocomps. So I'm happy to relay that list of what we talked about. But the whole reason for me to bring it up was just to kind of show off a little bit, and I appreciate the player who took the time to help me make my case. I understand words, me speaking, may not have been like the most ideal way to pitch this Exocomp, but now, it's there. Like, we can see it. It's big, okay? And 20% net, Gregor, there's been a lot of things in the game where we would have been very happy with 20% net. Heck, if they did a 20% net increase to bonus loot, we'd be happy with that. Obviously we'd love more, but we would be happy with 20%, okay? So I don't think this is something that we should be overlooking and dismissing. That said, here is one other potential comparison for people who are listening or thinking about this. This is taking a 5-man team, and I know some of the bigger players may solo them, and that's fine. Maybe this isn't for them. This is taking a 5-man team and making it a 6-man team. Right? You're doing the if everybody is running it. Yes. If everybody is running it. And so I may argue, maybe not for the level 50s, but you're a bunch of level 35s, 36s, and 37s, and you've been struggling against that 35 or that 39 epic because you only got 5 slots. You got a couple of these Exocomps, and everybody decides to activate it. Now you have a 6-man team. You're going to get that 39 epic. Okay? I'm just here to tell you. You're a 6-man team, and you've been struggling against some of those early Swarmadas. You activate this, now you have a 7-man team. Okay?
Well, and DJ, I think that if you were to look at this, again, this is something we've talked about before, for a 36 or a 37, those percentages are going to be higher, right? Because they are going to have less research, less other bonuses that are applying to it.
Mhm.
That percentage may be as high as 30% boost.
Could be.
Right? I mean, it very easily could be that high, and that's even a bigger, right? Now are you almost a 7-person team? Maybe. So you're right. That if depending on who is applying it and the level of their research and the level of their ships, it is absolutely going to be more relevant depending on the player and the ship. So, and again, just like everything else we've had for the last couple of arcs, not everything released is for every player. And I think that the exocomps are, again, contrary to the initial screams, they are really going to benefit sub 40 players a lot, and it's great that it's free and being given and they can collect them. So I applaud that aspect of it.
I agree.
And it's just not for me, which is okay. Not everything needs to be.
I'm waiting for the exocomp that allows me to permanently destroy somebody's ship.
Like the scuttle. Is that what it is? The scuttle feature.
I'm afraid you're going to say that so many times, Gregor, and it's actually going to be a real thing. There's going to be a hardcore mode for
actually.
STFC.
So one, I did get a PM, and just for the record, it is on my list, if only to get a chuckle out of the room. I have found that my interactions with design and ops and all these, it goes better. Just like you guys. I mean, why is there 300 people right now listening to this show? It's a little bit goofy. I'm a little bit nerdy. Maybe there's an entertainment factor. Maybe I can be a little bit funny sometime. When I can bring in a little bit of comic relief to these guys, I typically tend to find that the conversation goes a little easier. So the number one exocomp on my desired list is the Atom Bomb exocomp. Okay, when you activate it in a system, it instantly vaporizes any and all ships in the system, both PvE and PvP. So think about this. Think about this, Bubba. First of all, you take a look at my screen right now. Okay? You look right here in my screen. That's right. It's a big bomb. I could activate this in the Borg system. I would instantly get 10 million power destroyed, and I would finish my event in the click of a button because I've killed 30 reds. Okay? Kind of love that idea. Ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it also wants to kill all the blues. That's the thing I've seen suggested. Is
it would kill the blues too.
That Tribune owner there, he's not going to be very happy with you.
He's not going to be happy. But let me tell you why this player suggested it. And you know what? It crazy enough, it has merit. Now, obviously, Scopely is probably never going to design a feature like this. All right, but Benjamin says would be a game changer for territory capture. I mean, guys, we've been talking about how bad TC is. What can they do to fix TC? How do we fix TC? What can we do to make TC playable again? How about an instant wipe of 250 ships? How about that? Okay? Now, I know I'm teasing a little bit, but just for this player's audacity, just for the size of the coconuts on this player to ask for such a feature, it's number one on my list for tomorrow. Okay? I think it's brilliant. Do I think it'll ever come? No. But I think it's super brilliant and absolutely something that I would very much love using. So, super awesome. Anyway, I do have that meeting tomorrow. And I just want to, I appreciate what Bubba had to say. I think players need to be able to tinker and test with these themselves, okay? As we have always said on this show, we can lead you to water. You got to drink. And showing some of the data on some of these exocomps, yeah, I agree with Gregor. I think a lot of the other exocomps are very vanilla. I don't disagree with that. But I do believe that some of them have some very real potential, and maybe it's just for me. You know, I'm talking about the ship XP one, but I still grind XP. Gosh, maybe a level 45 just drops Latinum. I don't. You know, maybe a level 30 player can't drop Latinum. So he's going to look at the XP one. Maybe I'm still in that bucket. You know, so these are going to have different effects for different people, and I just encourage you to get out there and play with them. They definitely are adding something to the game, and I come back to what Stevens Aaron keeps talking about. They are 100% absolutely grindable for free, and there is nothing in this game that I won't take for free. So you guys enjoy them, and play with them and love them and care for them and see what they do for you. Go ahead, Bubba.
So it should not be lost. It's something that Gregor brought up, and you've brought up, and people have brought up in the past. And it comes back to something that we talked about on the last arc, right? So they had the ticketed faction hunt event, and no matter how many times people tried to explain it, you're getting more faction hunt. You need to be happy. Players by default saw it as a restriction on faction hunt, right?
They did.
And
that's correct.
And so something that Gregor brought up last show, which we didn't really talk about much, but I want to make sure is reiterated, is transparency goes a long way. And if there was something where you could go and see my current ship bonus to power is 700% to attack damage, and this thing adds 300%, and I can see it clearly that I'm now at 1,000%, like things like that are going to go a long way to allowing the players to see the real effects of these bonuses.
Well,
so if they did something like that, if they could do something like that, all of these bonuses, whether it be projectiles, research, exocomps, all of it is going to feel and be more directly observable, and players are going to be able to perceive that a lot better.
Well, let's think about for a second what some potential of some new feature that Scopely's been working on. I mean, is it possible? We've talked about it before, Gregor, that a lot of PC games do have a lot more details, a lot more data, a lot more content built within them because they have the capability of being broader in that they are a PC version. And here we find ourselves maybe with a simple one, maybe with just another style of emulator or an internal port or whatever, but nonetheless we find ourselves on the precipice of an actual PC version. Is this something that could eventually work its way into Scopely's game? Golly, I would love to think about that possibility. I would.
Yeah, a simple stats page, right, that summed up all your research categories and gave you your total current values. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much do you have towards hostile damage? Oh, all your research, all your buildings, you have 1,375%, something, right?
Yeah.
That you could reference. Yeah.
So, I mean, again,
my God, DJ.
Very early, but potential. Go ahead.
Oh my God, it just hit me. A PC version. You know what we can hope for now? A downloadable battle log into a CSV or Excel or something. It's from PC. It should go directly into something. This should be something.
There's a lot of potential here, guys. I mean, so, listen, I had a lot of comments. People asking if the 95% thing, Bubba, because that's hanging over my head like low-hanging fruit, okay? People still like, oh, is the 95% thing the PC version? I hope it's not. Well, how lame, how terrible. It is and it isn't, because we still haven't seen it all, okay? So I can still, to this moment, tell you there's still more to come. And doesn't that excite you a little bit? Okay? I mean, seriously, doesn't that excite you a little bit? We've seen the PC version, just like we saw Scopely ID. And none of these individual pieces have been what I've been talking about. There is still more. And it's a big, grand scheme thing. And I got to be honest with you, I'm super proud to be working with Scopely on this, because I think it's much needed, and I think that it's ballsy, and I'm glad they're trying it. Because, guys, what you're seeing right here on your screen, this still ain't all of it. So I'm excited to continue to talk to you guys about it as it becomes available and as it becomes more public. And yes, just like Scopely ID, I said it was not the singular piece that affects 95% of players. Just like this PC version is not singularly going to affect 95% of players, but the finished, final, hoorah, it's game-changing. And
it's a puzzle piece to the bigger picture.
That's a very good description, Stevens Aaron. Thank you. We have seen another piece of an ever-growing puzzle. And I invite you guys to think about it and speculate. Some players already are. Bubba Joe is talking about what can we do with a PC version. Wham! In the chat says that a PC game is a stepping stone to an actual console format. Xbox, PlayStation. You guys got to remember one thing. This game is responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue and is Scopely's #1 property. I'm kind of feeling like they may not be a little bit scared to spend a little bit of money to try to think about something that they might be able to potentially maybe do in the future when it comes to this game. If they do something that draws in even a few thousand new players, it's worth it. Because, guys, if anything has proven anything, it's that Star Trek fans spend gobs of money. Okay? I mean, listen, you can say anything you want to say about it. Our nerddom, our fandom apparently spends too much money. Just throwing that out there, okay? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Right, Bubba Joe? I mean,
Yes.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I cannot imagine on anything else entertainment-wise in my entire life that I would have spent as much money as I've spent in this game. Good God. Guys, with that, I believe we'll get ready to wrap up our show for this evening on the YouTube. Thank you guys so very, very much for hanging out in the YouTube. I know I didn't get to everybody's chat. I'm so very sorry about that, but I do want to thank you guys for hanging out and hanging out in the YouTube chat. Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Appreciate that. David, Bryce, Ian, and, of course, Steven Zarin all hanging out over there in the YouTube chat. Looks like you guys are you guys fighting amongst yourselves over there, Steve and Zarin? I feel like there's some people over there. I feel like there's some people over here fighting each other. What's happening? Hey, good night, Luis from Bogota, Colombia. Thank you for tuning into the show tonight. Appreciate that very much. And, of course, all of you here in our Discord chat. Still almost 100 people in Discord. Was almost 200 people over in the YouTube chat, which is just absolutely phenomenal. Thank you guys so very, very much. We're going to get ready to wrap up. Did I say Bogota? Is that not how you say it? Is that not how you say it? Bogota, Colombia? I thought that was it. Bogota. Is that not right? Am I culturally...
Bogota?
No, it's not Bogota. Is it Bogota? I've said that wrong for 40 years.
Bogota.
Bogota. Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for teaching me something. I am uncultured swine. I know housekeeping, he says. Oh, my God, Americans. You daggone right. Okay? Geography's not my thing. Bogota. Okay. I can go with that. Oh, God. Anywho, there we go. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign off the YouTube. We'll hang out for a few more minutes in our Discord voice as we just kind of hang out and have a little bit of fun. I'm going to try to maybe hit a few more Borgies. You know what? Here, real quick, before we go, I'll show you my leaderboard. I've burned only 3 cells. 3 cells. Let's see where I am at this point. This will help me determine. Oh, my goodness. That's actually better than I would have. Oh, you guys can't see. I'm going to have to get used to this cat. I'm going to have to get used to the cat. There you go. There's my leaderboard right now. Have I done 4 cells? I thought I only did 3. But, hey, I'll take that score. I'm in 10th place. Maybe I'll grind a little bit more. Obviously, I'm not going to win. I ain't grinding that many. But...
I don't see Wambulance's name. Is he not in your bracket?
No. I don't know what the bracket is for this, but I'm an Ops 41. OP's a 41. There's another 41. So I'm going to bet this caps at 41. So Wham is a 40. He's 49. So, yeah, he's totally different bracket. Maybe Scopely ID will allow me to have profiles in different brackets. How would you guys feel about that, Wham? If I got Scopely to give me a level 49 account and just a baby ship so I could just score. That way I could see leaderboards. Would anybody on my server have a major problem if they granted me a 49 level account and like a 46 level account and like a 44 level account just so and then like down through the 30s so I can see everything? That would be cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody would complain about that. Looter says yes, I would have a problem. Just give me a free level 50 account, please, Scopely. You don't even have to give me the ships. Just give me the account so I can see stuff. It's terrible. Yes, and as Captain Mark reminds you, please subscribe to our channel and continue our push here for 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subs for 5,000 materials. Once we hit the 5,000 mark, we're giving away a bunch of materials to a bunch of people. All right, so help us get there. Share with your teams. Get the links out there and subscribe to the channel. My name is UltimatDJz, inviting you to our brand new TikTok. Snake Eyes has the link in our Discord. Oh, God. We do, in fact, apparently now have a TikTok account. See, this is why Snake Eyes is the boss and not me. Yes, we have a TikTok. And so there will not be nudes, Tech Man. Maybe kitty nudes. We'll do naked fur, okay, for the kitty cat. Anyway, check that out. Also visit our website, TalkingTrekSTFC.online. TalkingTrekSTFC.online. Thank you guys so very much. My name is UltimatDJz, your host with the most, and your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love you, mean it, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all behave, have a great night, and kill all OPC everywhere. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Actually do it. It's fine. It's OPC. OPC's OPC. Shield to share.